Good night, Georgia. What's going on? Takara, Hoko, Yari, Sensei, Tiger. All right. Well, hell, that's new. I'm into that. I really would like to know what's going on with that one. I'm just gonna call you Takara Sensei. That's a lot. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm gonna give it a little time before I get started. So, as the day when y'all was tuning in to my True Spook, I enjoyed myself talking to you guys. And I told you guys I'll be going live tonight since I typically don't post anything for Thursday night on this channel. I'm going to go live, and I told you I'll be talking about some conspiracy theories uh, that I have. It is what it is. And this is what this channel is for, all things spooky like that. Oh, you got to forgive me, man. This is not spirit, y'all. I am fucking tired, okay? I've been getting back to the hustle, the bustle, and the grind, and I've been scrubbing my floorboards in my house and shit. I made some cleaning solution, maybe the ammonia and the lime and the Florida water and shit just fucking with my brain cells. But I gotta get this bitch clean in here. Then I'm gonna lay down some of my brick dust. Another little rain go around. Gotta keep out the hexes. Damn tree fell over in my yard. The same tree that whoever put that curse on me back in the day, they made that tree sick. The storm came yesterday and blew that bitch over. And I went to the hardware store and bought an axe. And I was chopping the bitch. And the tree is hard to chop, even with the axe and my big old muscles. So I guess that was the last straw. Strong wind blew that bitch clean out the root. So I'm gonna be chopping that bitch up tomorrow. But I don't know if y'all remember that when whoever threw that shit in my yard and the tree just died. It's an orange tree. The bitch had oranges on it and everything. In less than a year, dead. Well, it's dead now. So I got pictures. I'll post them online in a second on my Instagram. So y'all go follow me. Oh shit. I promise I'm not gonna be yawning that much. And I'm not trying to take no uppity up pills. Uh I looked up Lizzie Park. It showed pictures and it does look really scary. Oh yeah. Again, I was gonna put the video I took of Lizzie Park, Lizzie Rogers Park in here, but the iPad, $2,500 iPad, 1 terabyte, the bells and whistles. I got one of the best. Brand new, had this bitch like 5, 6 months. It wouldn't even play. I had to take that part out of that video before it began to play. Noise and shit started falling in the closet while I was recording. And I changed my studio around because the blinds kept shaking and shit with the shelf there with all my supplies. So I just moved it over here. Everything was going crazy while I was editing that video. That's why I'm finna do a spiritual cleanse because I might have brought that lady energy here, but that bitch don't want to be bonded to a shoe. My grandma taught me. So whew, she was trying to get me, Ashley. All right. So everybody, damn, I'm yawning again. Y'all gotta forgive me. Whew. That was the last one. I'll fight through this shit. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm telling you, the Baron is one of the hardest working men in internet YouTube land. I'm just gonna be G. So now this is conspiracy time. So everybody, I don't know, and I'm gonna look at the comments with this question. Have you guys ever seen that TV series back in the day about it was like it lasted for 10 years, 1990 something to 2005. The TV show was called Sliders. I'm gonna see how many people remember that show, Sliders. Red Knox remember it. Marie, hey, listen to me good. Y'all must be young heads. Y'all don't remember Sliders. Y'all youngsters, y'all don't know nothing about Sliders. That show was the top of the notch show. It had all the good actors in it before they became big stars and shit. Well, if you get a chance, Mr. Banks, boy, boy, that's a cool name all day long. I love it. If you get a chance, go check out Sliders. But I'm typically telling you guys to go check out season 4 and season 5, mainly season 4. If you look at season 4 of Sliders, Sliders predicted that shit almost 10 years ago. Everything we're going on here with that, like the former president, dude Trump, it predicted his whole uprising. It predicted how all of the shit was racially motivated. It predicted the fentanyl crisis. In the episode, they were doing it with genetically modified sugar. People would put it in their drinks in the speakeasy like a bar. They would drink it hard, explode, and die. I was watching it. Sliders predicted so much that's going on here, and I said, man, I say this, and I'm watching it because I watched it as a kid, but I said, let me watch it as an adult. Man, Sliders season 4 and season 5 predicted everything. It's not on Netflix. I think it's on Hulu. I think it's on Roku. They got it on the Roku thing, the purple and white, the Roku. Sliders gave you episodes of how everything was, and it wasn't like a prediction like the Simpsons symbol. They was literally saying a dude was running for president, and he was begging on white America to be the purity, the pure race, and the rise up of the government. And the Sliders had to get out of there. Then they predicted the whole crisis with the old Rona. And then that's when I knew about Dead Man Light, because they mentioned Dead Man Light in there. And that sparked my, I said, Grandma was telling me about Dead Man Light. And I was like, so they gave you the cure for it in there. They gave you the cure, and it's so, and I wrote it down. You can miss it. It's so fragmented, you can miss it. And I said, God damn. And I kept watching everything you could think of. If you guys name something, you will see it. Can you watch it on Peacock? I don't know, Akura. I don't know if you could watch it on Peacock. I don't have Peacock. I think my daughter got it on her TV in her room. I don't have it. I'm basic as hell. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Roku, because it's free. And I think 1 or 2 other ones, but I only watch Netflix and YouTube at night to go to bed with meditation music. But listen. Oh, it's on Peacock? Good. So Sliders season 4 and season 5, that's when they start. Now, the whole episode is really good. And the black brother, who was Remy, the singing man, he's still alive and kicking and living. The white dude, Arturo, passed away. He was the professor. He passed away sometime, but all these people still kicking and living, right? And go watch that. And I'm telling you, you'll be like, holy shit. The fentanyl, it predicted it. It predicted the Trump thing. It predicted, and now what I can't get, it predicted the reptilians, sort of like aliens coming in, and they say they like human eyeballs, and they predict the human hybrid monsters that go out there and they train them to kill. They predicted cloning. Again, they predicted the Rona, everybody coming together under one brain. They predicted the virtual reality thing, people going into virtual reality, and you think you're living on a beach or driving a race car or living your best life in that virtual reality when your body has been programmed to paint a wall. So you think you Picasso painting a masterpiece while all the time you paint shit and cleaning up the city. You think you like a garbage man in your regular life doing something, or you think you like burning trash or doing some shit, dealing with something, but then in real life, in the 3D world, you haven't taken a bath, they got you with some tube feeding you sugar water and shit, and you picking up trash and cleaning up and shit. It's crazy. They predicted the credit system where everything would be cryptocurrency. You go and you get kidnapped by these people, you get scanned, and they put a barcode on you, and you have to spend this money. You have to scan everything. If you don't scan, you label a risk, and then they take your money away. That shit is going on in Japan right now, or China, one of the Asian countries, where you getting rated on how much you spend, your credit limit. And then if you spend enough, they'll give you a lot more. If you don't spend nothing, they arrest you, take you to prison, or they take all your money and your goods away. I'm like, Sliders had all of this shit posted 10 years ago. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a tarot man. Or am I? But that's what I want to bring this to you guys. And let's talk about some conspiracy theories that you guys have seen on TV. Because this is my day off of doing tarot and all kind of spiritual stuff. So let's talk. So yeah, man, that's what the Takara Sensei, the metaverse, it predicted all of that. It predicted all of that stuff, man. So, but yeah, that's what I was freaking out, and I was meaning to do this about 2 months ago, and then I say I'll wait for the right time to do it. But let me tell you, man, this shit is predicted. Ain't nothing new under the sun, and they showing you how to solve the crisis. They showing you what happens in the end. They showing you, and let me tell you, by the way, in the show, one of them high ranking racist boys, they got mixed blood, and that's why he had to change sides when it came to the Donald Trump style TV show, the episode they had. Oh, Ashley, those people are very real. I listen, don't get it twisted. They are real. It's not a conspiracy. It's on the earth. People live under that bitch. It's got their own sun, the lava, the heat. However, my theory is there's two suns. One one like just outside of the dome that shines in, and then is one in the center of the earth, I'm gonna say under the earth, center of the earth, and that's why we got lava and volcanoes erupting, because the sun that's inside the earth, and this is just my theory, I haven't heard it nowhere, this is just my conspiracy theory and my idea, so don't have the eggheads quoting me and coming for me and cutting me up and putting me on crazy man TikToks and shit. But I think the heat source that powers the world under the earth, flat earth, right? And in that core, the heat source that powers it, that controls all them people, that provide them with heat, warmth, and all that. I think all the volcano eruptions and all the lava that's being spewed out and lava run down, it's because that sun temperature gets so hot in the heat season. Because notice we have a volcano active season, and I think it gets real hot and it start breaking down matter and gas pockets come up, and as it get heat, wet, sweat, all that stuff there, humidity, the gas, that water hit that hot rock, and it just start melting and it explodes like a boiling pot, and that's why you get these volcanoes erupting. That's because those people under the ground, their sun is cooking that rock and creating molten lava, and they've been there for eons. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know if that make any sense to y'all. I don't know if y'all could fathom it, but that's what I think. So, incognito sheet. My take on the new world simply is the simple fact that we transition into the new world in 2012. That's when we transition into the new world, and now we're playing catch up. That's why everything is, in my take on it, they're running off of the Kabbalah, off the tree of life in the Kabbalah, the Sephirah. They're running off of that. So they're going down, and each one of those Sephiras represent a culture, a nation, or so, a continent, however you want to put it, a principality. And I think each one is trying to catch up to it. So there's a lot to that Kabbalah that we not giving it credit. There is a spiritual structured system. That's why Christianity and Islam is dominating the world in religion. And both of them can trace their roots back to Kabbalism. We getting deep now. Yeah, Argatha. Let me see what Gloria said. Spirit download. I'm gonna show it. Spirit downloaded to me. Spirit downloaded to me a while back that the solar panels, let me move that, in the desert and shit are storing melanin. Ooh, now they are talking about using it for weapons and technology. Yes. So let's talk about this chocolate ass skin that everybody is so impressed that I have. This melanated shit is very dangerous, people. Not only can we go without food and water for a period of time, not only can we metabolize all kind of diseases with this, and this is my theory. Y'all look it up yourself. I just got a theory. No wonder if we can get injected with some shit and over the course of time we metabolize it and make it and render it harmless. And that's why everywhere you go and here's another conspiracy theory. I told you I'm finna put it out there. It's just my theory, according to me, allegedly. Don't sue me. But I think all of these plasma banks that's popping up in the black communities, in the poor community, the blacks, the Latinos, well, I should say the black and brown, they don't pop up in the Asian community. They don't pop up in the Jewish or the white, Irish, none of that. But in the black and brown communities, all of these diseases, all these plasma centers that's popping up, they've been infecting us with various toxins and illnesses and illness for as long as we've had the ghetto, as long as we had community. And you take 30, 40 years of experimenting on us via food and drugs and inoculations and shit like that. Now, you tell me after 20, 30 years, our melanin skin, our blood, our diet, our walking and catching the bus to work in the snow, I mean in the heat, in the rain, and taking this shit that we have metabolized, and we done came up with various cures, or we done rendered certain diseases ineffective to the human race. So then we go in there because they need a little change. People be needing a little change, a little gas money, $35, $40, $50. I don't know how much they give to give plasma. They take your plasma, suck that shit out you, put the red shit back in. And I'm just going on what somebody told me. Take the plasma out and pump the red juice back in your ass, and then it's good. But why have that shit start popping up? If the majority of America is Caucasian or white, why the fuck haven't you put that in next to a Publix? Why haven't you put a blood center bank next to a goddamn Tony Roma's? No, because they drop it directly in the middle of the black community, because we may need a few bucks. We may want a pack of cigarettes and a drink, you know? And then they done put everything in us, and our melanin has cured so many diseases, and only thing left that does everything is the plasma. I remember when I was growing up, I bet y'all say this is the side of the Baron I didn't know he had, right? It's up here, y'all. So I remember growing up, I had a science teacher, and they cut him down, and y'all can look this up for yourself. He was teaching us that the same water inside of a coconut, get this shit, the same water that's inside of coconuts from coconut trees, he said it contains as much plasma as a pint of as a quart or them little small vials of blood. One coconut has plasma in it, but because it's such a generic light form of plasma inside of the coconut that it can't be used that's testing, is so light. So they still have to get it from human people. I mean, do this. Google plasma, coconuts. Google it. I can't make this shit up. This was in school when I was 15, 16 years old in science. So you tell me what's going on. You want to talk about conspiracy theories? I got them. I mean, don't nobody believe me. Ain't nobody gonna take me serious. I'm a spiritual man. I'm a tarot cat. I'm a professional tarot reader. Notice I ain't say not one time Spirit told me this shit. This is just my thought, y'all. Hebrew. You're gonna have to book that reading, man. I'm so busy. I can't even do readings on the house for my people, man. My people going through so much. I get so many emails, and I be like, man, I would love to do a reading for this person. But then when I look down, let me make some time. Boom, damn, it's a reading right there. I'm doing 9 readings a day, damn near 10. Then I gotta I gotta play with the cat. She get her 30 minutes. Lacey baby. She get her 30 minutes. Then I gotta exercise because I'm praying for abs. I'm swamped. Yes, that's what I've been doing. I've been buying fruit using the seeds. Also, I don't know if you guys know about this. I'm telling secrets now. So don't punch me in the throat, everybody. You know, if you guys get SNAP, EBT, food stamps, so to say, digital food stamp, you know, if you go to like the Walmart, you know, you can buy their plants from Walmart with that. Like you could buy tomato plants, you could buy pepper plants, you could buy orange trees because it's considered a produce. It's just like going buy oranges and pineapples from the fruit section. So for all you farmers out there, if you guys want to do it, don't spend no cash on it. Spend the EBT. I don't know if y'all knew that. Yes, you can buy trees with your EBT. Yes, and great tips. Didn't know that. Yes, I'm doing I'm trying some hydroponics. I watched the YouTube where the guy got a barrel, mixed some chemicals in the bitch, and he started growing carrots. I'm gonna fucking try that because I am not doing so good with the dirt. Excuse me for burping, y'all. Critical thank her, fat vegan. All right. Shonda, I'm still screaming. I'm still screaming. Yeah, you can buy the whole tree. It's a produce. It's a produce. You can buy the whole tree. I don't know if you can buy weed with it, BK. I don't know if you can buy weed with it. I don't smoke, man. I be wanting to, y'all. I be like, man, people that smoke look like they so fucking happy, but I'm too fucking responsible. I get high spirit to have me dancing on the damn roof, painted up. I'm like, I tried to drink and I can't even get drunk. I got a whole cabinet of liquor and I'm pumping myself full of liquor. I drank a whole bottle one night, man. I was crystal clear. Spirit won't let me get drunk or nothing, y'all. Incognito. OMG, by the way, thank you for my reading you did a while back. The man you were right about, LOL, wasn't for me. Oh, all right. Thank you, Incognito. I appreciate the update, y'all. Y'all got some more updates on how I do these readings. Let me know. Connect with the fairy kingdoms and go. Hey, I got a nice story about some fairies on my True Spook that's gonna blow y'all mind. That's not gonna be this Thursday. That's the following Thursday. I know about them damn fairy folks. So yeah, so let me get back because we getting lost. We getting lost in all this right here. So let me go back to some more conspiracy theories that I have, everybody, and I want you guys to rock with me on this. So now I already told you about the plasma banks being in the black community and they yanking plasma out of melanated people because they already infected some of us with HIV, AIDS, herpes, syphilis, and all that shit there. And over the time, 20, 30 years, our body has metabolized it. Now they're extracting the plasma out of our body to see how affected it is. Then they're gonna go and make a vaccine or cure for all of that shit, and they're gonna give it out to the masses or to the highest bidder. And because we can metabolize radiation, they radiate a lot of people back in the war when plutonium first was discovered. And they said over 30, and I read it somewhere in the article, so don't quote me, probably a little lower. 30% of the African people that they radiated with the bitch survived, and the blood turned out okay after about 5 or 6 years. But the rest of all the other races they did it with, they died out very quick. And y'all got to understand, let's talk about radiation. Remember, they dropped that bomb on Hiroshima, not one, but two. With the Mandela effect in play, they probably done dropped 3 or 4. I don't know. but a couple bombs was dropped over there. Now they did that to the Asian community. Do you think during World War II, when they dropped that bomb, do you think it was to end that war? Conspiracy theory, allegedly. I'm just throwing shit out there, y'all. Y'all can cut and paste this shit. Share this shit, please share it. I like to hear what the conspiracy theory community say. So, do you think they dropped that bomb, those two bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and did those poor people wrong like that to end the war, or do you think that was their time frame to really test the effects of nuclear destruction and this nuclear fallout on a race of people to see how well they would adapt and advance over time? Now, get this shit. I can't make this up. When I was growing up, they had these little TV shows come on, and I think it was like the end of mankind or something, and they mentioned that. And I remember seeing an episode where the guy, the little British commentator, he was talking, and I remember the last part. He said, "Man will survive, but barely." And they showed two little mongoloid little furry men wrestling over a snake they found squiggling in the dirt and shit, and they ripped them apart and ate it because we were starving for food. But during that episode, and I can't remember it, they said that, and he mentioned that the Asian people with the radiation after World War II, the bomb was dropped. He say those people was over there developing powers. He say a little boy would walk into school, but he was floating about 12 inches off the ground, walking to school, and everybody saw it. He was doing the shit unconsciously. Then they said the kids over there, they would become a math magician. Their brain just was firing. Now, their parents was very crippled, burnt, and bruised. But when they had offspring, the offspring passed through the woman's womb with the radiation and start making those kids not sick, but making them smarter. Now they tell you the best person to do math is an Asian person. You can't outdo a person. Their brain thinks so fast when it comes to crunching numbers, you can't beat them. When it comes to a mathematician concert, they are very smart people. Why? Because the melanin and the energy and the spiritual energy over there that they had metabolized that radiation and turned it into something new. They went over there and devastated Africa. How the hell you go through every war, you go through every sickness, every disease in that continent on Africa, and the people still thriving, and they still outnumber everything over there, and you ain't feeding them? Hell, all the time they used to show us the same 5 little skinny ass kids with the big stomach and the bald heads and the flies blowing on their ass and shit. You'll see the same 5 people, and they asking for money and shit, and that contribute to the whole fucking Africa genocide war. And you go back and you look at that same child that was all thin and shit. Now he's a grown ass man, healthy and goddamn a beautiful person. Show the women out there with the titties, no milk in them, floating around looking rough, and oh man, that girl malnutrition. You showed a 12-year-old girl a digitally enhanced her fucking face. People look good over there, y'all. But how can you this is just my idea. This is my conspiracy theory. This is what be in my head, y'all. On top of the spiritual voices out here, this be in my head. You drop a bomb on a country saying it's freaked them out to end the war. Me personally, I think that was a real life experiment to see how can that culture adapt after 30, 40 years and to see their offspring. And now they're dragging their blood. They taking their blood. Y'all hear me? I know this ain't spiritual. I know a lot of people came here tonight thinking I was going to talk about some spiritual shit. I told y'all this is conspiracy theory time. I don't get to talk like this to nobody. So I'm finna throw it out there. For just 20 cents, you can feed this kid. It's the same fucking kid. I saw that video when I was 7 years old, and my mama used to say, "Be glad I send your ass back to Africa and you can be starving." 15 years old, the same Sally Struthers commercial. Be glad that ain't you. The same little baby laying down with the little white bowl and everybody putting water and grits and shit or whatever, the little groove. I'm stressing. Then I see it the same. Then I got to be 22. I see the same goddamn video. You telling me that baby still living after 20 years and still ain't grown? Are y'all using the same footage? Show me the dead body. Show me a grade. Show me where the call for the kid starving, he dead. Y'all see the same thing. Then you grow up and you talk to somebody from Africa, very well spoken, very polite, articulate as a motherfucker. Oh, well, I will go over there and find out for you. I will make sure you get all the analytical information that it takes because you will be great. What the fuck you? Shouldn't you not talk at all? Shouldn't you be slapping coconuts on the ground or some shit? Oh, no, that was a farce. That was a myth. They make it up with your American television. I'm like, the son of a bitch, didn't see people smart as fuck. Blew my mind in the 90s, in the late 90s, 2000. You telling me that starving little kid is this? Somebody lying to me. You feeling me? ah, ah. I know all my pure blood Africans. Baron, don't come for us, man. We all don't talk like that. We got British accents too, bitch. I love it. But all these conspiracies I'm throwing out there, just what I think in my head. Do y'all think this is real? Do y'all think that it's a possibility that shit can happen? That they did do that? Hey, Crystal, okay. I do think everybody still ride horses in Texas. Everybody still carry a big gun, and everybody wear cowboy hats. I didn't when they told me, get this shit. When I found out there was a Puerto Rican person in Texas. I talked to a Puerto Rican dude. I worked with him at the warehouse. He said, I'm from Texas. Nigga, you Puerto Rican. You speak Spanish. He said, yeah, I grew up in Texas. I said, hell no, man. You Puerto Rican. You from New York. Nah, man, I'm Texas, bitch. And I say, but Texas ain't got nothing but Mexicans and white people out there. You're like, no, it's a lot of Puerto Ricans. It's a lot of Mexicans. A lot of everything out there. They even said it was Asians in Texas. And it may sound like I'm laughing and making fun, but this shit blew my mind when I first started working around other races because I was so caught up in my black community, and that's all I knew was Orlando, or I say Central Florida. That's all I knew until I grew up, became grown, and learned, got a car, and learned how to drive to South Florida, learn how to drive to Georgia, learn how to drive to Minnesota. I thought my world was just black. Now imagine all of the people who have the ideology I had, who they keeping us landlocked in our little desert of a fucking world, to the point where I didn't think a Puerto Rican man. I didn't say you come from Puerto Rico. I said, dude, you came from New York. You couldn't live in Texas because that's where all I knew. All Spanish people that came to the South came from New York to the South. I'm being real. Don't judge me. I'm putting it out there. I'm transparent as fuck. For a long time, I used to think that, my little community, racist white people and blacks was the only thing. Then when the Haitians came over here in the 80s, we was told don't talk to them. My grandma didn't tell me I was from Barbados until she was dying. I knew we came from somewhere else. I knew we spoke different, ate different food. And we had to speak with a proper English dialect. Everybody else got to speak with an accent. And if you in public, don't let them know you from the island because they will punish you. People will judge you. People will hate you and they will group you in as a Jamaican. Then I heard all Jamaicans and Rastafari was majestic fucking people. Let's worship the Jamaican people. And I'm like, I ain't worshiping nobody that walk around with a machete on his fucking thigh. I'm not doing that. All the women wanted the Jamaicans. And I'm like, the fuck going on with the Jamaicans? So I don't know how many fake Jamaican uncles I got because they were running through the women back in the 80s and the 90s. Them dreads was tearing their ass up back in the day. Here in Florida, New York, you put on one of them mesh shirts with the 3-4 colors. Man, you were destined to get some for JJ. Andre being honest, them dreads was tearing they ass up. And nobody gave a fuck about the Haitian Creole people. Nobody noticed them. They used to pick at them for having mismatched clothes. And then you grow up and you finally have a conversation with them as an adult, not keeping these silly ass ideas that your parents had gave you. And you find out these jokers smart. They learn how to conserve food. The first time I had a communion meal, 100% real now, I'm transparent. First time I had a communion meal with the Haitian family, let me tell you, it was so much food on that table. I'm a Black American male, born and raised here. These people came over and they invited me to their house to eat. Man, it was a communion meal. Big plates of shit on the table. Bread cut into squares. We didn't have to go in the kitchen and cut our own wedge and put it on our plate and fix our own shit and go in our room and eat or go outside. They was at a table, man. Big plates of shit. Big pots and everybody dipping in shit in. What the hell is this? Then I taste this first dish with okra. It was slimy as shit, but it like okra corn. I don't know. I can't remember. I never had it before again. And let me eat this shit. I say, man, I can't refuse. And I'm stressing. Slid down the throat. Oh, this shit is good. So now I ain't want to be a pig. And then I was a thug. I reached over to grab a piece of bread and got my hand hit by the mama. Bow. And she started speaking in Creole. I ain't know what she said. Done just like this. And the daughter fixed everybody's plate. And we ate. That was a communion. I never sat down at a table. The culture was messed up. But they kept us in this bubble. And only thing I knew was Central Florida, people. That was my first communion meal with the Haitian family. And then I'm watching TV and all these TV shows. Everybody eat like this. Everybody put food on the table and eat. We had to go in the kitchen, fix our plate, and go outside. Didn't talk to nobody, couldn't watch TV. I'm just being honest. But we was taught that everybody outside of American blacks was savage. And then you listen to interviews, they were saying everybody over there think that we goofies and savages. But this is how they were teaching us, and we didn't know nothing. So let's get to the conspiracy theory of what I just told you guys. Now, what if they, not us, not our culture, not black folks, not that, what if they're not spreading the narratives that you can't trust this person from this island, or you can't trust the person from that island? They're not spreading the narrative. What is the narrative is being pumped in our homes, in our radios by the comedians. Here's my conspiracy theory. Y'all gonna hate me for it. Put your bullshit. Just don't curse. If you curse in the comment, it ain't gonna show up. But put your shit in the comment. Let's say all the jokes that these comedians say about foreigners, let's say that's subconsciously programming us to make fun of them and to hate them. Just like when the comedian on stage and they talk about, oh, black people never on time. My mama told me be there 15 minutes early. And when you're 15 minutes early, you might still be late. So you get there 30 minutes to an hour early. We on black folks' time. Comedians joke about that shit. And why every fucking joke a comedian make about a black person has to be through the fucking struggle and the strife? That is subliminal programming. I'm not going to laugh at the simple fact that I had to motherfucking cook a grilled cheese with an iron. That ain't funny. Bitch, that ain't funny. What's funny about that? That's a survival mechanism. But this is what I've been thinking. When I watch comedy shows, I say, why are they always talking about, well, you know you can't do that because you're black. Black people don't do this. Black people are very cultured. We are really fucking cool. And then they drowning that shit in our head subconsciously. That's my conspiracy theory now. I'm going to say my conspiracy theory. They driving that shit in our head and making us make fun of it. So we laugh and we joke about it. And then we look at our fellow man and everything that they made a joke about, we sit up there and we shame each other in other cultures and races and people from island that's melanated and look like us like that. And then they telling those jokes. And then the opposition, the Caucasians of every other culture that's not us, they'll look at that shit and say, that's how they are. That's how they are. Yep, that's how they are. So I was working with this dude named George. He was a guy from Tonganese. He was Tongan. That's a smaller island, not Hawaii, but a little bit next to it. Tongans. And he walked up to me, and he was from Utah. It's a big Tongan culture in Utah. He walked up to me and he said, I ain't gonna tell you my real name. Some of y'all know it, some of you don't. He said, hey, you are the black guy. You guys are funny. What's so fucking funny about me? And he like, you guys tell the jokes. You guys, the bad mama hit you with the shoe. Ha ha ha. The shoe is a boomerang. And I say, what? Yes. And he was like, the funny guy. Yeah. You sit in the front seat next to me, the funny guy. You tell me a joke as we drive. The fuck you just said? I say, no, I'm riding in the back, man. And I said, you funny talking bitch. And I'm loose now. I'm arguing. And let me tell you, these Tongans, they built thick, boy. You can't whoop their ass on. The smallest one could probably take on 3 average men. They just come hard, knockers. Boy, them Hawaiians, them Samoans, and them Tongans, man, they just built the whoop ass. They machines, man. I tell you, they just fucking up machines. So you really don't want to fight one unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Don't go in that bitch drunk thinking you finna just brawl. I'm gonna crack your ass in half. But yeah, I was gonna beat his ass that day, and I wasn't nearly this big. I was a little thin fella. This is about 20 years ago. I was a thin little fella. But I always thought, you telling me you're living in America in the state of Utah. You telling me the only television shows you know of a black man is that he is funny. What programming are you watching? What is Viacom or Telecom doing to you where they say they only showing you the comedy shit about us? Where's the doctors on television that you're looking at? Where's the lawyers, the accountants? We are only comedians and football players. And that's in the States. So that's different television programming going to different people. And then you put these kick-ass comedians up there, and they sit up there and they make jokes and shit about the stripes and the strives that the black people face in their community. Everybody take us as a fucking joke. And I hate the rude sister. Oh, she loud. And don't get me started on that fat ass Pine Sol woman. Why does all the women that clean house with Pine Sol has to be big and stuff? And why all of them got to be sassy? Make sure that floor clean. You use proper grammar throughout the whole goddamn commercial. But when you talk about cleaning the floor, my flow, they don't even say floor. My flow is going to be clean because I used the fresh scent of Pine Sol, y'all. Where do y'all come from? We don't talk like that. I mean, this is the bitching and the conspiracy shit that I got in my head, man. I think the comedians are programming us with our jokes, with their jokes, and programming the world to think negative of us. If this bitch get cut and put out there, I'm pretty sure all the comedians gonna tear my ass up. So fuck it. That's my conspiracy theory. That everybody had these fucked up takes on the black man because the comedians are serving the agenda. The comedians are a part of it. You show me a comedian that don't use race as his number one stand-up routine. Show me a black comedian who don't use race. Show me a black comedian that can talk about life, make a joke about a plant growing, and let that be his whole spit. It always goes back to race. Cat Williams tried it and his shit flopped. And that World War III, I watched that bitch and it was lackluster. But he tried. He talked about heavy women. He talked about everything else, but he didn't want to say, hey, being black is bad. And I see what he was doing, but he had to throw something in there. Dave Chappelle blew up on how weird black folks was. Eddie Murphy, all of them. Richard Pryor, all of them. The greats, I love them. Fred Sanford, I love them. But that don't take away from the conspiracy theory that I have in my heart that they was sitting up there and that they was part of the agenda pumping that negative stereotype in us. And if your kid, and hear me out, and I'm going to change the subject because I got a couple more. If your kid sit up there and hear somebody talking that the black man and the black woman is a fucking joke, the black man and the black woman is a joke, and they see their parents laughing at the insult, they see everybody laughing at the insult, they go to school and then they laugh at the insult. A slick teacher probably come up there and say something slick, just, you know, and laugh about the insult, and you get that shit programmed in your head so much that it's funny, and that the black man that struggles work hard, or that the woman that's standing up for herself at the grocery store is too rude and too loud, and that narrative get pumped into you and your kid so long, and over the time that kid grow up to resent that because he'll know that this person is a joke. I don't got to respect that person. I'm not worthy of respect because they only gonna see me as a flunky, a joke. That's a conspiracy theory. I don't know if anybody else put it out there like that. That's conspiracy theory. And then not to mention politicians meeting with various celebrities, singers, and comedians, expecting that's supposed to be our representation. That's all we are. People that play sports, make you laugh, and sing your songs. We're entertainment. They just pump the narrative that we are jokes and we eat that shit up and we accept it. Not saying the world will be boring without comics. Trust me. But I would really like to hear some new material that ain't got nothing to do with race in it. All right. I done did my little bitching and ranting on my conspiracy theories. I don't know, did I get you with there being two suns, one in the earth and one under the earth, and that's why the volcanoes erupt, because them air pockets and humidity after that shit that melted them rocks and volcanoes. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's why it's up to the parents, family to engage into our kid. And that's what I told my children. Boy, listen, don't believe the hype. You always going to be on time. They used to call my son Mr. Pens because and let me give you the theory behind this. Now, y'all don't have to adopt this. This is the theory I taught my kid. I taught him each one. So my oldest boy, they call him Mr. Pens. His name is Mr. Educated. That's his name. That's his moniker on all this shit, Mr. Educated. So every year I used to get him a fancy pen, $100 pen, $60 pen, $30 pen. No matter what it looked like, I would get him a writing pen. And he was like, Dad, why you always get me these writing pens? And I said, what? He said, you never let me write a paper and pencil. You never let me write anything. I have to do everything with a pen. And he like, I want to know why, because people like all the pens because he used to wear them all on his lanyards and all over his shirt. And they used to think he was psycho crazy. But I told him, boy, always have a pen to sign something with. I said, you can never have enough pens because when it comes for you to put your Hancock on something, you need that shit to be permanent. Point blank, period. So when he graduated from high school, I brought him a $600 Mont Blanc pen. I don't know if anybody know what that is. Mont Blanc make watches and pens. I bought him a $600 Mont Blanc pen, and I told him, every time you sign a contract, an application, you sign it with this pen, and you put this bitch up and you keep it in the safe. I say, because this is your livelihood. That pen is everything. So why did I tell him to have nothing but pens? Why did I tell him to always carry a pen? And why did I tell him to write everything with a pen, do his homework with pen? This is what I told him, and he took this to heart. I say, let me tell you something, boy. I say, a pen cannot be erased. I say, so when you sign or you write something with pen, only thing a bitch can do is correct it, but they can't erase it. They can't forge it. They can't steal it. I say, enough of you have been stolen. Your identity, your color, your manhood, all of that shit has been stolen. But if you write your statement and you write your work and you write what the fuck you are in pen and you write your story in pen, can't nobody erase you from history. They can just overwrite it and they'll still see the carbon copy. My son took that and made that a philosophy. At his college, he spoke about that. He gave me a little credit, y'all. But that's where we got to start teaching our kids philosophy. We got enough of the TV programming. We got enough of the celebrities program. We got enough of the indoctrination shit. Let's teach them our style of philosophy. I mean, you got to be real with our children, man. Because only thing we seeing is Nicki Minaj and Cardi B on TV, and they great actors and singers and shit. And let me tell you, when Nicki took that pink hair out of her ass, she looked it pretty. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I thought she was a space alien or something like that, or doing sci-fi, because I used to watch her videos with the shit down. But then she put the black head, and I seen her barbershop. I'm like, oh, lady don't look too bad. But when I seen all that colorful shit and the highlights and the lights under the scalp and shit, I'm like, man, I don't got time for this. I don't even know what she's saying. But people, we got to start giving our youth an identity. My son is Mr. Pence. He translated from Mr. Pence to Mr. Educated. He came up with the name Mr. Educated. His symbol is an owl holding a pen. That's his logo. An owl holding a writing pen, the smartest thing on the planet, holding a writing pen, something that's permanent. You think my boy gonna do great in the real world? You think he gonna make a mark? My other son, military. He started calling himself general in the 8th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I'm general. I'm a general. Okay, general, what's the good about a general? He's like, I want to command troops. And my son say, sometimes it take a necessary evil, daddy. I told him that. He say, sometimes the bad guy is the hero, but people don't praise the bad guy. He say, I don't mind being the supervillain. Say, what? Yeah, I don't mind being the supervillain. He say, I don't need the praises. I just need shit to go right. I said, hello. I took his ass down there and signed him up to the military personally. I wasn't sending my son to the military. Army man, you got you a good one. Train him right. I guarantee he won't defect from our country. You got a good one. It's the identity you pump into your kids. I didn't let my kids watch TV. I'm just going to be honest. My kids didn't even have a cell phone till each one turned 18 years old. Why? Baron, why you do your kids like that? Because a 12-year-old kid with a cell phone is going to watch porn and get into dumb shit. My boys didn't have a cell phone until they turned 18. On their 18th birthday, we went to T-Mobile, and I got their ass their first cell phone with the plan and everything, unlimited everything. Live it up, nigga. Them kids stayed in the room for 3 days, each one. I don't know what they were doing in there, but I didn't go ask. They was in that bitch, what? Oh boy, I love that. Now, when it comes to my daughter, that little girl get everything. She got a phone, she got a TV, she got a kick, she got a foot spa massager, nail doer, rabbit, a gerbil. I don't know why I just can't be hard on the little girl, but she pretty fucking spoiled. I don't know why. Them boys they have militant. But that little girl, I don't know. I need help, y'all. I need help. Y'all pray for me. Oh man. But back in the time when I was raising my kids, I had to do it like that. Now a lot of parents watch their kids, but I was always working 2 jobs and everything, and I had to make sure I had some ground rules with them, because a lot of times they were left in the house, and rules, don't nobody come in my house but God, and he got a key, so don't open my fucking door for nobody, not your grandma, not your daddy, not your mama, nobody come in this bitch. Would I like to adopt a 52-year-old Brenda Yates? I beat his ass. I whip him every day. 52. Oh, I I gotta get him back in line. He going to bed at 9 o'clock. I don't want to hear your fucking voice after 9 o'clock. You could go in your room and lay down, lights off, have an imagination. Don't you make a goddamn sound. That's my time. I'm watching my TV or I'm gonna have company. Get your ass out of here. I can say that my kids did not see me bring multiple. When I was a single man, I'm with somebody now. When I was a single man, my kids did not see me bring a lot of women in and out of my house. I always, entertained after 9 o'clock when the kids was in bed. They've been on 8, took their shower. They got to watch TV for 1 hour. So pick the goddamn time and pick your show. Then your ass in the bed. Don't come out that room. That's daddy time. And it was like that the whole time. And I raised 4 kids by myself, 19, 20 years. So, but that's how it goes. Because they could never sit up there and say their daddy was a whore, a womanizer. I was. They didn't know it. But yeah, conspiracy theories, right? I'm just talking. But let's talk about some more conspiracy theories that I can't stand and that I think going on. I got you. I did not get them kids melatonin. Matter of fact, I'm a real Caribbean father. If they get hurt, if they shit is bleeding, gushing blood, we ain't going to that hospital. Boy, come here. You slap him on the ass. You should have been laying the fuck down. You know better to jump around. You gonna run my hospital bill up. That shit costs money. You ain't got no job. Pat, 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 pat. Go in there and get me that rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol fix everything in my house. Give me that rubbing alcohol. Daddy, I got a toothache. Give me that rubbing alcohol. Wish it in your mouth. Daddy, my arm cut and it's bleeding. Hold a pack over it. Give me the rubbing alcohol and the peroxide. But the little girl got cut on the arm. Man, I'm down there at the ORMC crying my ass. Oh God, is she gonna bleed out? She said that ain't nothing wrong. Oh, my baby hurt. But them boys, get the rubbing alcohol, God damn it. Go take a nap. Hey, no melatonin and rubber tussin. That was a comeback cocktail for them women back in the day. I don't know if y'all do it now. Stop drugging your kids. I'm against drugging the kids. No rubber tussin, no melanin mix. That's a comeback cocktail. Put their ass to sleep for at least 3 hours, guaranteed. Women were doing that shit, going to clubs, leaving the kids in the house, sleep in the project. They would jug them kids up and have a neighbor come check on them periodically and go party, baby. I learned that firsthand. I was trying to dig with this chick back in the day. She drugged the fuck out of them kids. Why them kids? I said, you got kids? I gave them some melatonin and rubber touch. I said, what the fuck is melatonin? Never heard the shit in my life. Oh, it just helped them sleep better. They got a condition. Please, you drugged them kids, man. Well, water don't fix everything. Not this tap water that the government got coming out this damn tap. Now that shit is poisoning us. But I'm just gonna say. So everybody, here's another conspiracy theory I have. And I thank you guys for hitting that like button because this bitch is close to how many people I got in here. Thank you so much. So here's another conspiracy theory I have. And again, this is just my conspiracy theory. You guys can take it or leave it. You guys can look it up. You guys can do whatever. So now let's talk about religion, not spirituality, religion, two different things. Can you share that weight loss spell? If I feel lucky, I call and tell somebody how to do it. I won't do it anymore. I won't do it anymore because people will lose weight in the beginning, then they abandon it. And it's a lot of energy going in that thing. And it's just like exercising. You have to keep up. And I'm not wasting my energy. The majority of the people I did it for, they abandon it. And then they say, oh, your shit didn't work. But then you see the person next door who I could keep up on, they done lost 15, 20 pounds in 3 months. And they sit out there and drink beer and hard liquor all day. So I don't do that thing. I need to take that bitch off my website too. But yeah, so where I was going with this conspiracy theory, I got so many. I just wanted to give you a nice one. All right, conspiracy theory, religion and spirituality. Religion and spirituality. Here's my conspiracy theory on religion. I know everybody done broke the motherfucking handle off, then tied the hand back and screwed the hell out of it when it comes to conspiracy theory on religion. Now, hear me out, people. What if all the religions of the world, hear me out, what if every last single religion, not spiritual based system, religion, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, every goddamn ism it is, every religion, what if every religion held a piece of the puzzle? What if every religion had a piece of the puzzle? And get this, here's my conspiracy theory now, and that no man will ever know the true meaning of life, spirituality, how to ascend properly, and everything until now, until hold on, I'm finna curse fat vegan ass out. You catch them eating a large pizza by themselves. It's because they gave up on the spell. That's why I'll do it. Cause y'all fat vegan, you said it didn't work. My feelings are hurt. I'm just playing fat vegan. You good people. You're funny. But yeah, back to this. So what if every religion on the planet had a piece of the cosmic puzzle to help you ascend to a higher glory? And because we were separated at the building of the Temple of Babylon, that we would never get it, because it's not that it's in a different tongue. It's the simple fact that we are not willing to conversate with someone from a different religion, and they keep us centralized in our own country, continent, bubble, housing area, however you want to be, project, ghetto, however you want to call it, that we could never get together and come up with it. And if I talk to somebody if I talk to a Buddhist and I'm a Christian and I give him my take on it and I listen to him and he give me his take on his and we compare notes and ideologies, somewhere it'll be like, well, if you're gonna sit up here and do this, then if you do this, that should just make this stronger. Oh shit, yeah. It's like putting a piece of salmon on some peanut butter and making it great. I seen that in a commercial. I never tried. Fish and peanut butter shouldn't go together. Now, out of all the religions on the planet, not spiritualists, not spirituality-based system religions, what if now they telling us to focus more on spirituality to where they're slowing down? Here go the conspiracy theory. They're telling us to focus on our spirituality, which takes work, which takes time, which takes commitment, which takes focus. They say, focus on you. Focus on your own spirituality. Focus on getting yourself from the first house to the 12th house. You got the power to do it. When the blueprint in the book has already been written and is wrote down, the only thing we have to do is read it. But the book has been dismantled, given the various religions, and by us working on ourselves, we're taking the long way around. When if we just connect with somebody from each religious thing, that we can talk to each other, and in 3 days, 3 months, I know the number 3 years, we can ascend to our higher selves. So the fast pace is in religion, but multiple religions coming together and communicating, understanding each other and working out the kinks. And the long way around this bitch is what we doing now as spiritualists, working on ourselves. That's a big conspiracy theory I have. Because you know how hard it is to love your enemy? You know how hard it is to forgive yourself for the fuck shit you did? Do you know how hard it is to forgive your parents and your mama and everybody who wronged you? Do you know how hard it is to smile in a bitch face? Do you know how hard it is to remember all the traumatic shit you did to somebody and to go do this dark work of the soul shit, which gonna take you 5 to 6 years if you're doing it right to really get it, and then hope you don't convert back to the bullshit when you could go and read the one mega book that all religions spring from and get the God just like this, get to heaven just like this, get to nirvana just like this, get to the ether just like this. Elevate and evolve. Now I'm finna read the comments. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about it? And I'm not going against any spiritual system. I'm a spiritualist, by the way. Y'all know me. I believe in my meditation. I believe in getting to my higher good. But I think by us working on ourselves, we're taking the slow pace around. And if we sit up there and we talk to somebody from a different religion, not a different spiritualist, because they working on the same slow fucking motion we on. They fighting their own demons. But that book, that blueprint, that spiritually led thing that was written down for us, somebody ascended and wrote that bitch. Somebody ascended. The Bible say the archangel Raziel stole the book and gave it to Adam and Eve to understand God better. And I'm going prophecy here. That he stole the book from God, because Raziel means secret of God. He was the angel that stood between God and the rest of the creation, and everything God said while he was in his sleeping motion, he wrote down and he ciphered. So he went and got the book, stole the book from heaven, brought it down to God's first creation, Adam and Eve, and told Adam and Eve to learn to read this book so they could understand God better. But the demons, the Leviathan, took the book. No, the other angels came down and took the book and cast it in the deepest part of the ocean. Emotions. I'm teaching now. God damn it, I ain't want to get here. I'm going some conspiracy theory. I'm now teaching. The angels took the book that Archangel Raziel gave Adam and Eve, God's first creation, and cast it into the sea. Ocean represents water. To when God found out, he came down and told Raziel, that was admirable what you did, but I want them to get to know me. And he commanded, you choose, the demon Leviathan to go to the deepest parts of the sea. That's that Pisces energy. That's that 12th house. To go down to the deepest part of the ocean, the separation, the isolation, the fear, the dread, just that Pisces energy, just away from the sun, away from God. First house, sun, fifth house, sun, God, creation. I could teach about it. But he commanded Leviathan to go down to the deepest pits of that ocean, retrieve the book, and bring it back to him. And when the book got back to him, Leviathan obeyed, gave God the book back, and God handed the book back to Adam and Eve and say, have at it, my children. And off that scripture, that story alone, I came up with that conspiracy theory. What if all of the religions are good? And we just need to talk to one another. And then we can ascend quicker versus having to go through all this dark, deep bullshit and depression that we're going through just to get to ascension. We take, spiritually, we take the slow route and we praise ourselves for it, for going through the struggle. But I would love to talk to a Gandhi. I would love to talk to a yogi. I would love to talk to a Buddhist. I would love to talk to a goddamn Catholic. I would like to talk to a Islamic man. I would like to talk to a Hebrew. What your book say? What you say? Tell me. Help me understand. And if I learn all that shit in 3 years, whoo, my next stop is fucking heaven. Did I say too much, y'all? Did I teach too much? Did I give a story? Did I say too much? Did I lose y'all in my conspiracy theory? I'm sorry if I did. I'm so sorry if I did, y'all. I am coming for Pisces. Y'all Leviathans, man. Y'all Leviathans, boy, y'all know how to separate yourself. Y'all know how to isolate yourself. Terra Hotlanta. Terra Hotlanta, where you been? Your father teach Hebrew and Arabic? That's what I'm talking about. You see it, Faith Holland. It makes sense. But these are my conspiracy theories. I don't mean nothing. I'm just a baron, y'all. I'm just a tarot man. No, religion is not teaching the real thing. But the only reason religion ain't teaching the real thing is the simple fact that religion ain't religion no more. Religion wasn't meant to be secular or sect. Religion was meant to pass on indoctrination. And religion did not mean worship of or worship thereof. Religion is basically saying a relic, a realization, continuance of one thing. I am working pretty hard. Hard as working man. Ashley say we just enjoy the ride. The Kabbalah is not a one shortcut, but it damn sure got more knowledge, and then all the other ones. The Kabbalah is the real deal, baby. I studied that shit so much. I done listened. I learned how to speak goddamn Hebrew. It's hard as fuck, but I learned how to speak it and read it a little bit, but I ain't been practicing on it. First, I learned how to speak Latin, not the Spanish Latin, the dead language of Latin. I found that book in the book bin for $3.50, and I bought it. And that bit was this thick, blue pages. I was just in that dictionary. They had the English word, they had a sentence, and then they had the Hebrew sentence and all that. I mean, yeah, and it was a great book. I can't find that book to this day. Doctors subscribe them to monatomic gold makes them feel natural and helps them concentrate. I like that. It was a great buy. I can't find it. Omnikey Z. I love your channel. Y'all go check her out. She be talking. And she do Baron videos. She do Baron reaction videos. And she'll text me, can I do a reaction video? And I didn't know what a reaction video was until I watch her. And she break it down and she give her own pointers. So I would recommend y'all go check her out sometime. She pretty cool. She rep your band all right. Imagine doing spells in Latin. Let me tell you, that was the first spell I did in Latin, man, and that shit is still persistent. I see it today. Be careful when you get to that English language, don't help you do spells right. But Latin, whew, Hebrew, Latin, when you get into even the Asian dialects and when you get into the harmonizing of the sounds, that helped them spells really take off. I forget the book. I found it in a bin, and I listen. And I used to work overnights, and I used to read it while I was driving, like on the forklift and shit, watching the machines. And I used to pierce through it time to time, and I can't find that book. It's been over like 15 years, but I was speaking it for a while. And then once you don't keep up with it, it dies your mind. I could still read some doctor stuff and some lawyer documentations, and understand. But if you don't keep up with it, you'll lose it. Blue Flame. No, I don't have a Latin accent when I say it. It is not that type. Anubis, what's up, my brother? Oh man, the Hermetic teachings are divine. It's the man. I ain't gonna say it's to die for. It's to live for. Boy, the Hermetica, Hermes Trismegistus, the Emerald tablets. Hey, everybody, did you know that they are coming out to say that some of the words in the Emerald tablets, when the dude decoded it, he added a lot of shit in there, and that the Emerald tablets have a whole different meaning with some of the words that he didn't translate. He just like said a sentence, left 2 or 3 words out, and put those sentences together. But when you add those words back in, it changes the whole meaning to the Emerald tablets. And the Emerald tablets, the Hermetica and all that shit, it's very priceless. A lot of information into it. But you left some shit out. You left something out, man. And that could change the meaning. That's life and death. When you're trying to cast the beast out, or when you're trying to conjure a spirit, you leave the wrong word out. That's get that spirit free reign to fuck you over. So y'all Google this stuff. I can't make this up. Growing up Jamaican, here we go. Hey, listen, Boy, people who devote their life to these teachings, they get real skinny and they don't eat that much because they'll realize food is not important. I just bought my daughter's father the Hermetica. Listen, Vanessa, he will love it. If tell him to read it slow. Tell him don't try to rush it, read it in one day. The way I read it, and I listened to the audiobook, but the way I read it, I read like a paragraph and then I waited and then I wrote down on it. I pondered on it. Then I read another paragraph and I did it like that. I didn't try to clean it through because you'll miss some. Take your time with reading these spiritual books. You should not be able to read a spiritual book in 2 hours. You should not be able to read it in 24 hours or 48 hours. I don't care. You take your time, read the paragraph, get the understanding of the paragraph, pair it with something that you learn, put a memory with it, and watch how it flow. You understand it so much. They're breatharians who don't eat and look fairly healthy. Well, they can have that breatharian shit, Okora, because listen, they can have it. The air is damn near toxic. I'm gonna eat. Like when I found out that plants and trees have fucking voices and fears, I say, boy, these vegans on their ass, them vegans finna get hurt, boy. Because if they don't want to eat nothing with emotions or eat nothing with a face, and what if that scientist who hooked all them lie detector tests and all them vibration things up to them plants and realized they have emotion? Vegans, your ass is starving today because them damn plants are living and they know what the fuck you're doing to them. They said when an apple tree or a plant see a bitch eating an apple or eating some fruit, they get afraid. A man that cut grass walk in the room. The man had a lie detector test and all the shit hooked up to the plants. And this is what I read. I don't know. This is what I read. The man had the lie detector test and the vibration shit hooked up to the plant. And they told somebody who come and trim bushes to come back in the bitch and say they went in there. All the meters done like this. Say the plants knew what the fuck he was doing. They say they knew that bitch job was to kill they type. And them plants were stressed out. Play with it. So all y'all vegans out there who can't eat shit with a pulse or a face or that had a face, well, them damn lettuce and them salads, them bitches living, baby. They feel emotion. So y'all gonna be breatharians. Come on over here now. I'll cook you some food. We can still fry them up. I don't mind. I think the trees were put here for us to cook, goddamn it. All this shit was put here for man to dominate the food chain. I'm just saying, I saw that shit. I was like, this is the craziest shit I ever heard. And I saw it on a TV show. I saw it on a Jean-Claude Van Damme TV show. The black man, he played the crazy dude in the show, the comic fucking relief. He said, you hear something about plants. Now plants got feelings. Now we can't eat nothing. We can't eat nothing. The plant's scared and there. And I said, that was a TV show that Jean-Claude Van Damme did, And then I go online and I'm looking up shit. And then I said, let me Google this shit. And sure enough, a study was done by some dude in the 60s, in the 70s, and the 80s by Oxford University. And they said the shit is real. So all these plant-eating people, plant-based system people, they didn't tell y'all that y'all eating plants' emotion. So if meat carry bad emotion and the plant is in fear, releasing some kind of toxic shit, because I guess you got to sneak up on a plant to kill it and eat it right then. So it don't taste bad like you do a deer or some meat, but that's for the hunters out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right, Anubis? You got me. So, yeah, man. So I heard that shit. I'm like, boy, if this shit get out, the vegans gonna be upset, boy, because I know they want to save the planet and all, but y'all hurting them trees. Y'all hurting them trees. And y'all want to become a breatharian. Some people got bad breath. Y'all don't want to be walking past somebody and they ain't took care of their goddamn grill and you breathing in that shit. That's your food, dog. That's your food. Boy, you just had a bad meal. I should have been a fucking comedian. You see, that's the type of joke I like. It ain't got nothing to do with race. That's what I'm saying. I ain't programming nobody. We just having fun. Yes. I smell pretty damn good. But I cook my meat a certain way. Grandma and them taught me when you're cooking all kind of meat, you boil it. And you boil it, you let the impurities, that's your chicken, which I can't stand the taste of chicken now. It just tastes so funny. I didn't even I had I went and got some dappery here, chicken chickpeas dappery. And the food tastes weird. The chicken just tastes not chickeny. It tastes airy and old shit. I'm not with this shit no more. But the way grandma taught us how to cook, if we cooking stew, pork, anything, pork is like very limited. But I love a sausage, y'all. I know it's wrong, but goddamn. But when we boil chicken, like when we making chicken and rice, we have to boil it, get all the impurities out of it, dump that water off, rinse the chicken off again, put new water in the pot, and then we put our onions, bell peppers, and garlics and all that stuff in there and let it cook like that. The same thing with your beef stew, with your beef and your meat. Boil it first, and the first chemical, the first little nasty little cud that come off the bitch, pour it out and rinse the meat that's been cooked all the way back off. Dump that water out and then boil it again. You can eat that whole pot and not get fat. You can eat that whole pot 2 hours later and you will be ready to eat again. It's the impurities in the meat that make us feel stuffed and fat. Grandma taught me that. I just taught you some. I'm just saying. So I think we can eat the meat, man. If we kill it, we can eat it. But the way you eat it is the way you got to do it. That's how we were taught to cook. And I'm telling you, that's how the people in Europe and England and in Africa, when they were boiling the meat and shit, they was boiling it. They would pour that water off and then they would do it again. They would do it again, and then you can make a broth. Then the broth tastes so good because it ain't got the impurities of the meat, and you ain't gonna get the little liquid gelatin film that fills up on the top. That's the impurity shit. When you could get a broth and get a soup, and you can look at it and you don't see that little sheen on top of it, and you just see all nice meat and vegetables and shit. It tastes cleaner. It tastes better. That's how I cook here. That's how I cook in this house. Lemon juice, clean it, vinegar. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Mm. I'm just telling you, this is how you gotta eat now, people. This is how you gotta do your shit. This is how you gotta do your shit now. Again, I ain't no cook, so don't take my advice. I'm just a healthy mofo here. If you're boiling any kind of thing, you boil it first. Boil it down good. When you see all the little bubbles in the shit on top of it in the water, all the yellowish, the brownish, whatever type of meat you're doing, the pork, pour that shit off, rinse it off with new water, fill the pot up with water, then you add your stuff into it. You're gonna have the cleanest food you ever taste, and it's gonna taste very delightful. And it's not gonna fill you up. You'll get full, and then 2 hours later, you're gonna want to eat some more. That's how it works. That's how I was taught. Same thing with your rice. Before you boil your rice, wash that shit off that rice till that water clean. Then boil it. Then when you eat it, the carbs ain't sticking to you too heavy. It's clean rice. It's the powdered shit on it that gets you fat. Grandma used to cook, boy. That sound gross. Hey, tell your boo blue flame to pour that water off and cook it. It may take a little longer, but cook it. You wonder if I shook my hand faster, would it make my content better? Daniel Smith, I don't goddamn know. You tell me, you watching it. Should I shake my hand faster? Soak your rice, soak your beans. That's old school. I like that. Before you kill it, you got to make sure it's not traumatized. Oh man, I hate brown rice, but I gotta eat it. Man, I ate some brown rice, and that shit tasted so bad in my mouth because I was so used to eating the white rice. I'm like, why this bitch ain't chewing right? It just had a fucked up chew to it. And I like, man, we ain't going through this shit here. I'm not eating this. It just had such a fucked up chew to it, and I ain't want to deal with it. Oh, listen, I ain't the only one. I can't deal that brown rice. They say it's healthy for you. I use that bitch to soak out the cell phone. But that's it. I was chewing it up. This ain't real rice. Is it popcorn rice? Is it bubbled rice? It tastes like rice. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Well, some of y'all gonna have to cook me a pot of brown rice. Y'all gonna have to cook me some brown rice. And then once you know that, man, cool. Wild rice. Don't get me started with the racial stuff. Wild rice. I bet the wild rice black, right? It's brown rice. So they call it wild, huh? They just pluck it. Not out the rice patties, they pluck it from some crazy place, huh? Good joke, right? So I should have been a comedian. uh, Cardboard shavings, black rice is way better. Then I'll try the black rice. I know I tried red rice and I tried yellow rice, not the yellow rice from the pack, but the yellow rice from the Gullah Geechee and the red rice out there in the Gullah Geechee land. But I never had black rice. I'll try it. That's how you cook your deer. You boil it a lot. I hear you. I hear you, man. I know you're a hunter. I know you about that life, boy. That's Anubis. That's my brother, y'all. Yes, red rice is very good. You add it to white rice, it's a great addition. It's very good. And I like putting almonds in my rice too. I don't know why. I just love crushing almonds in the food processor. And after the rice is done, just putting that in there and just mixing it up. I just like the way almonds taste in rice. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a vegan meal. I hope the rice ain't mad at me and the almonds ain't mad at me because I'm gonna eat the bitches. Look at that. This is a good live. We learning how to live, baby. I gave y'all some conspiracy theories. It ain't spooked you out. And we learning how to eat proper. That's what teaching's supposed to be about. Each one of us got some real good shit inside of us. Got some real good teachers, got some real good experiences. And man, we need to be able to share that stuff. Cause I ain't know nothing about black rice. I ain't know it existed. I just found out about black salt because I had to do a magical spell using the bitch. And it ain't black, by the way. So uh, it's like almonds is really good. So ramen now. All right, everybody. So just let me recap. I'm finna get out this bitch right now. It's almost 10. So let me recap everybody. So conspiracy theories. The comedians are causing all the subconscious and the subliminal shit for our children. They're making our children not like us, respect us, and they're making other races take us for a joke. I know that's their job, so they're good at it. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's my take on it. That's a conspiracy theory. If I would love to watch a comedian that can make me laugh without adding a bit of race, white, black, Asian, don't matter. Make me laugh with regular everyday stuff that has nothing to do with race. I would like that. Okay. Second, the volcanoes erupting, that it is due to the sun that powers the underground world, and it melts that rock, and humidity is formed, and when that water touch that molten lava, it causes it to erupt like a pot of steam, and that's why you get your volcanoes. It's just my theory. Just my theory. All the plasma banks inside the black community, that is to survey how our DNA has been taken and has been taken to all of the drugs and chemicals and all of the diseases they done introduced to us. That's just allegedly what I think and all that shit there. So conspiracy theories and religion, we need to find the one true religion book to speed our way to ascension. Because this finding ourselves and on this slow path is very slow, and it's taking some of us don't even make it to ascension because we die before. Your death is not your ascension. Your death is your transition. But we supposed to ascend while we're flesh and blood living, being able to go from one to the other until we transition. A little cookie though, a little nugget. I know, Tanya, that's deep, ain't it? Thank you. Dual goddess, follow them theories. Follow them theories. You never know. You never know. Omni Z, you know it. We just gotta listen. It's just something to think about. Nothing may come to it. It just you may see an article somewhere where it say, well, the Baron did say some shit. That was his theory. And no, spirit ain't give me none of this. This is just what's in my head. This is just what I think about. Oh, and if you guys think it not robbery and you just want something to do, go and watch Sliders season 4 and season 5. Watch Sliders and see if you can depict each one of those episodes that is going on in today's world right now. It's there. You're going to be like, Rona? Trump? Fentanyl? You're going to be like, oh my God, they predicted this shit was going to happen. And the only thing I haven't seen is the aliens come down and enslave us and eat our eyeballs. But hey, who knows? That could be next year, 2024, 2023. I don't know, man. Could you imagine your eyeballs being eaten and you have to go to the digestive system of a goddamn alien? You don't know what the fuck you gonna see. See, that's a joke. That's the type of joke I would like to hear. It has nothing to do with race. It's just an idea. It's funny. Come on, comedians, do better. Help us out. On the king of dad jokes now. I don't care if they already here. Leave my eyes alone. That's still so much beautiful people in the world I want to see. Don't fuck with my eyes. Wait till I'm dead and y'all can take them bitches. I don't mind what you do then. When it's dead, have at it, baby. Have at it. If you want to get it, you gotta get it cold. That's all I can say. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Let y'all go enjoy y'all night. I'm finna edit it. I'm finna finish editing this true spook. All these ghost stories fucking up my machine. So I gotta sage that bitch tonight too. Oh, yes. So listen, Sliders is on Roku. I want you guys to go check out Sliders. It's gonna tell you everything that's going on for the past year, 2 years. Slider. I just heard something in my closet. So let me stop. Conspiracy theory done robbed up the ancients. So yeah, check out Sliders season 4 and season 5. Season 4 has the most, but season 5 gonna have you a little bit on there too. And see if you can do it. It's on the Roku or Peacock. Somebody said in the chat. So go ahead and do your thing. Take a look at it when you got time. See what you can do. And you're gonna be like, the Baron was right. This show predicted this shit. We thought it was fantasy 10, 15 years ago, but they was predicting what's going on now. And if you want to know what's going to happen in the future, I think in the same timeline, because season 4 and season 5 of Sliders is telling us the story of what's going to happen coming next. I think we can all predict the future or prep ourselves for what's coming next. And by the way, in season 4, season 5, San Francisco, California area, it gets dropped underwater. Now, how many times people say California, San Francisco get dropped underwater? In Sliders, they said it get dropped underwater. So let's not scare you guys over there in the California land, but don't be stupid either. Let's not be crazy and think it can't happen. But if a TV show predicted it, and that show predicted some other shit, it was an episode. Let's be smart, people. Sun Goddess, what's up? Did you find it? Did you find Botanical San Miguel? No, see, my South Florida gonna get fucked up. We in Central Florida. We gonna have our own beach, goddamn it. All right. Thank you, Sun Goddess. I hope they have what all you need in there. But yeah, Miami, South Florida, they gonna take a hit, they say. But we in Central Florida right here. We in Orlando. I'm in Orlando, baby. So we gonna have a beach party. Yeah, them earthquakes, wow. Well, again, good people, I'm gonna let y'all go. Do y'all, if you're thinking not Robert, just go ahead and check it out, y'all. Thank you guys for listening to me. I told everybody I was gonna go live. I ain't know I was gonna stay an hour and 36 minutes, and I thank you all for rocking with me. And I may have to break this down. If y'all want to break this thing down, I'm saying it now. Y'all have my permission to break it down and share it on your platforms. Cut it up, chop it up, put it on your TikTok. I don't care. I'm finna start working TikTok. But if I made some good points in the conspiracy theories, people need to hear it, because I would like to hear, because I don't do conspiracy theories. I would like to hear what some of them got to say about it. I'm finna let you go. All right, everybody. I'm the Baron, telling you guys to trust in you and the universe, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. That saying is so true. I own that bitch, y'all. I want you guys to like, share, subscribe, share me, turn people on to me. This is just me ranting about conspiracy theories. So ain't nothing from it. It's just in my mind. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's going to come true. I don't know if it makes sense to you or me. But God damn it, let's not be fools out here. I want you guys to take care. God bless and enjoy your night. Y'all stay safe. Love one another and support one another. Please. And look out for one another. Y'all have a good one.